He's from National Law Enforcement to lead us in a moment of silence.
Please join me as we remember the 19,981 men and women in America dating back to 1791 who have given their lives to the line of duty. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to our bagpiper tonight too. That's Grant Ensign with Amazing Grace. So thank him for being here as well. Okay, now it's time for a very special presentation. Told you about this a little bit earlier. And you're going to stay here, Vincent, right, and do this presentation. And John, you as well.
As I recently mentioned, there are over 19,000 men and women on the wall at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. But as many of us know, there are 800,000 men and women in this country who go to work every single day so that we can live free in a democratic society. You don't have to be a hero to die in the line of duty. And the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial recognizes that. We have a program called Officer of the Month. And each month we recognize an officer or officers from local communities around the country who have done exceptionally well or have gone above and beyond the call of duty. So at this time, I would like to call up Sergeant Nathan Hutchinson from the Weber County Sheriff's Office, and also, Sheriff, if you could join us with Sergeant Hutchinson. Now, Sergeant Hutchinson is no stranger to many of you. If you recall back in January of 2012, in Weber County, there was officers from the local narcotics task force who had gone to execute a search warrant of the home of a suspected drug dealer. And, I spent 22 years on the job, and I served a lot of warrants and kicked in a lot of doors. And fortunately, I never had to experience what Sergeant Hutchinson experienced that day. But as they entered the house and they started clearing the house, and many of us who have been on the job know exactly the adrenaline and the thoughts and the things that happen. But imagine that as you're entering the second floor of the home, and then gunfire erupts. Sergeant Hutchinson was shot himself, but he also went in and he drug a colleague out. Then he went back, drug out another colleague, and went back, took out another colleague. Not everybody survived that day. But Sergeant Hutchinson continues his work today as a sergeant with the Weber County Sheriff's Office. He is absolutely a living hero and someone that I think Utah should be very proud of. And with that, Vince D'Onofrio and I would like to present to Sergeant Hutchinson, on behalf of our CEO, Craig Floyd, and the Board of Directors at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund, our Officer of the Month Award for Sergeant Nathan Hutchinson.